My name is Lean Tran Layton, and I'm a practicing immigration attorney in the United States. And I'm an immigrant myself. Throughout my life and career, I've had the privilege of meeting people from all over the world who have immigrated to the United States. And I've heard some amazing stories, and I want you to hear them too. These stories will make you feel a range of emotions, but most of all, I hope you will be left feeling inspired. Welcome to the Immigrant Voice. If you like what you've been hearing on this podcast, share it with others and leave us a comment or review wherever you're listening to it. Also, remember to subscribe so you can hear our upcoming episodes. Today's guest is actually someone I've known through a small business program through the Goldman Sachs 10,000. And for any of you small business owners who may be listening to this, it's a really great program and it's free. And so Illens and I met through that program. I will go ahead and let him introduce himself. And if you could just let us know who you are, where you're currently living, like what city and state, and how old you were, or how long you've been in the United States, and what country you're from.
Wonderful. My name is Illens and I am married with 6 children and then 10 grandchildren right now, and soon to be 12. So I'm excited about that. I live in Orem, Utah. And I've been in the U.S. for almost 34 years. It's going to be 34 years in December. And we move straight from Haiti to Utah in December.
So you're from Haiti, and I always like to know a little bit about the country and for our listeners to know a little bit more about the countries as well. So what was your life like in Haiti growing up?
Growing up, I was part of the middle class. How my parents were farmers, and then we are privileged enough to leave the farming community to go to the cities for education. Receive my education in high school, and then went to for a couple of years to the University of Haiti there. So, in summary, I was part of the middle class, and with great parents who made a lot of sacrifices to offer us the opportunity to receive the best education we could receive in the country.
Would you describe your life in Haiti as a pretty good one? Like you had a good childhood?
It was a good one. Good childhood, great parents, and I'm not saying that I grew up with all the toys and some of the people grew up here, but we had the things that we needed to have. Sometimes people will ask the question. I say, you know what? I was part of the middle class. I had enough for our needs, and then we didn't go without for a major part of our lives. But more importantly, we had great parents. We had great parents who established great culture for us, taught us great principles, and encouraged us to value the things that are important in life, and specifically in education and service to your fellow men.
So you talked a little bit about the values that your parents gave you. Would you say that the values of the Haitian culture are similar to what your parents instilled in you?
In some area, yes. Specifically, when you go back to the small villages, it's a place of community. It's a place of responsibility. It's a place of really respecting the laws.
And I think a lot of times what we see in the media about Haiti is that it's a very poor country. And I know there was that very devastating earthquake in 2010, and the country is still not fully recovered from that. And so I always like to get the different perspectives, because a lot of times what we hear in the media is not always what is actually true about the country. And so what would you say is something that is either interesting about the country or something that you would just want people to know about your country?
A couple of things. One of them, the country is very resourceful. And also is the fact that Haitians are very resilient and they are very resourceful. And also we have great work ethics. And I'm talking in general as part of the culture there. And also we value lives and we value communities. And we've had our problems since the independence. Another thing also, Haiti was the first Black republic in this hemisphere. From our history to this point, we were very resilient, and at the same time, we were very calm and cordial type of people. But at the same time, you don't want to push them to the corner too far.
Have
It's a
you,
beautiful country, by the way. It's
yeah?
there are some places that are not that beautiful, and that's the ones that they show in the media. But it's a
Mhm.
beautiful country. It's a country that is rich in many, many ways. If you were to put aside the political situation that we suffer, and you go to Haiti, you mingle with the people, beautiful places to visit, and the people are so welcoming. Not only that I know that as Haitians, but also I have a lot of Americans that have been to Haiti on multiple occasions. They fall in love with the country and the people.
Mm. Have you been back since you've been here in the U.S.?
Multiple times. The most recent one happened 3 years ago. I had planned to go back again, but we've had a lot of up and downs in the area, so we have postponed that visit. But one thing I find out about Haiti, once I go, and then I want to go back more often.
Do you still have family there?
Yes, I do. My dad and then a couple of siblings, and also my dad is 102
Oh,
right now,
wow.
still living and breathing, and so we are fortunate to have that longevity in our family. So
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome. Centurion, right? That's what
yes,
they call them. That's awesome.
yeah. There are only a few of them.
Yeah. Yeah. What's something that you really miss about it?
It's really the people,
Mhm.
the climate, and the food.
Mm.
The people are extremely warm, and also you need to know how to connect with them. But they are down to earth. They will give you anything, and the climate is very inviting. Unless you don't like humidity, and then that's not a
Yeah.
problem for me. My skin loves it. So, and the food. Talking about the fruits, the vegetables, we have those things in great abundance. And when I go there, those are the things that I just boom,
Yeah.
welcome the climate, be with the people, and enjoy wonderful food.
What's your favorite dish there?
My favorite dish will have to be it's a beans called pois Congo,
Hmm.
and also it can be sauce and also chicken and fish. We have the ocean there, but I'm from a place in Haiti where they have a lot of rice, so rice is part of my meal.
Mm.
And there was another one that is very, very, you have to be from that area to know it and to appreciate it. It's called lalo. It's a vegetables, and then if you know how to cook it, it's fantastic.
Mm. That sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost everyone I talk to, they always miss the food.
Yeah.
So you had said if you were to go to Haiti and obviously meet the Haitian people, you just would know, you would have to know how to, I guess, connect with them. So somebody who's going to Haiti, what's a tip that you would give to somebody to be able to really connect with somebody there?
So number one, don't go with the mindset you're gonna be a tourist,
Mm.
right? Even though if you're gonna go for the first time, that's what you are. But learn a couple of words. You don't have to speak the language very well. This is something that I love about the Haitian people. They love the fact that you do your best to speak their language. Whether you meet them in the U.S., especially if you're white, and then you try, that really makes them so happy. They don't worry too much about picking up on your accent. They just welcome that. So I would say, you know what? Learn a couple of words. You don't have to speak the language, but learn a couple of words just to share with them, to let them know that you appreciate their language.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, try to understand that if you're going there, you're not in America. Don't go to Haiti and finding America.
Mm. Right.
So go there to be there, to appreciate the people, to appreciate the culture, to appreciate what they offer. Then you will enjoy it, you will appreciate it, and then they will see it and they will help you. But if we go with the mindset that, oh, we are not here, we are not in the US, but we want everything to be like in the US, then we create a frustration for ourselves and a frustration for the people.
Right.
Because they cannot give you what you left behind home.
Right, exactly.
So it's, yeah.
So be present and just enjoy the culture there.
Enjoy the culture, enjoy the food, and then don't say, oh, even though they have McDonald's, but don't go in the mindset, I have to have pizza. I have to have, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's,
Yeah. I think
even though
that's
you can find it, but it is not like around every corner.
Yeah. I like that. I think that can be applied to wherever you travel, to whichever country, to just be present and enjoy the culture.
Yeah, and I've done that also when I go to some other places that I've never been. That's not my country, or not the U.S. or not Haiti. I go with that mindset. Okay, I'm gonna look for something that is typical, that is local, to enjoy, instead of having in mind I have to have what I had home. And with that mindset, I always enjoy it, and also find ways to connect with the people,
Right.
and they will connect with you, and you will receive them, they receive you, and it will make it a fun visit.
Yeah, I love that. I love that
Haitian
advice.
people are very, very warm. The music also is fantastic. We have rich music.
I love that. So I'm going to go to your immigration process as far as like coming to the U.S. So obviously, you still very much love your country and miss it. And coming to America, I'm sure, was very different culture. So tell me, what brought you to the U.S. initially?
Initially, it was to come here to go to school, education, I would say. And talking about very different, we left Haiti in December, and we came straight to Utah in December. So we got two culture different there, the climate and also the people. And it's going to be 34 years in this December. So.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So did you come, you said we, so you came with somebody else?
With my wife.
With your wife. Okay. And was your wife, how was she feeling about coming to America?
Not quite excited. She's very connected with Haiti, also her parents, and at that time we were young. We just get married, so really it was like you uproot her from her main connection, safety net, to an unknown place, and in both ways. Not only the U.S., far from where all the Haitians they congregate, like Miami, that is close to Haiti, where you almost have everything like home, and like New York or California. Then to Utah, a wonderful place. We love it here. That's why we stay here for so many years. But it was also a different place, not a place that you had a lot of Haitians, a lot of the things that you're accustomed to. So at the beginning, it was difficult. But at the same time, also, we are people of vision and goals. We knew also it was the best place for us to accomplish what we set out to accomplish.
So what did you set out to accomplish here?
To go to school and get an education. As I mentioned earlier, education for both sides, for both my wife and myself, is a big part of our culture, and coming from our parents, is big for us. So, what
made you pick Utah of all places?
Great question. Because of our religious affiliation. That's the main reason. We could have picked any other places, but because of our religious affiliation, and then we know we will be part of a culture that we can transition to. And at the same time, we've done some research knowing that there are some wonderful schools and universities and colleges in Utah. And also, the cost of living is not as high as some other places. But main reason is our religious affiliation.
And what was it always in the plans for you to come to the U.S. to go to school?
No, it was not. It was not the plan. The plan was to receive an education. And I thought about that, and I'm writing about that in the book. So sometimes in life, you have a big goal, a big vision. One thing you have to understand is a principle I'm sharing, is that you got to stay focused on the big vision. And there are times you have to take detours, right? You have to have delays. And so my vision always that I'm going to receive an education, go to higher education, go to university. The plan first was to accomplish that in Haiti. So we had some detours, we had some unrest, we had all this one. And then the opportunity came for us to be in Utah to move forward with that plan and that vision. So therefore, it made sense.
And what did you study in school?
I studied electronics engineering and a BS at Brigham Young University. And my wife is also a nurse. We went to school at a different time so we could manage the life of the family life. But both of us went to school in the U.S.
Before you came to Utah to go to school, had you been to the U.S. before that?
Yes,
Okay.
I have been. And amazingly enough, or surprisingly enough, my first place in the U.S. Was Utah. Flew from Haiti, but when we came for the first visit, it was also for a purpose of preparations for religious affiliation as well. We came here, and that was the best place for us to receive the training we need to serve our faith. And after that, I made another visit, and then I went to New Jersey and to visit some relatives and friends there. And the third time was Utah, and that was the time that I mentioned. That was in December of 1984.
So when you came that last time in December of 84, knowing that you would be here on a more longer term basis since you were going to school, how were you feeling about it? Were you excited? Were you nervous, scared? What were your emotions?
Emotion, I would not say that I was scared. I was excited and adapting, right? The reason that I was not really nervous about it is the fact that I'm a person that is driven with a purpose, with a plan, with a focus, with a vision. So therefore, I've learned at a young age that when you are working toward a clear path and a clear vision, things are not going to be the way you always wanted it to be. So you're going to have to learn how to adapt. So our focus was that, education is a great place for education, for a great environment. We're going to focus on that. We're not going to allow other things to distract us from that, even though they could be painful. But I'm not going to dwell my energy on that because I want to channel my energy on the goal.
Yeah. What would you say were some of the more painful things, or maybe the hardships that you had when you were here, when you had first come here?
Timing at the time, we're talking about 34 years ago, and being in Utah, was that at times you felt disconnected, right, from the things that you grew up with, from the people that you associate with, and it could be a feeling of isolation. But at the same time, also, we knew that, if you're gonna accomplish your goal, you have decided this is the best place for it, then you're gonna stay focused on that. And another thing also, I mentioned the food. We were way far away from
yes,
for even buying or having access to those things that you grew up with. That and then you have to just say, you know what, it is what it is. Another part that was very important for us. We have the pioneer spirit, knowing that, there were not a lot of Haitians. We have the opportunity to be here. We're going to do what needs to be done to pave the road for others who want to come. When you're in that situation, you know that if you're going to pave the road, that means it's going to be rocky.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And then lately I made that statement. The road to success is always hard. And then I say it's paved with failures and setbacks. And sometimes people think that, oh man, I want to be successful, but I want to have a smooth ride. No, it's not the road to success. Probably the road to failure could be that smooth and fast, but the road to success always has setbacks, and failure, and some disappointments, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to learn how to navigate those things, how to deal with them. Otherwise, you can get discouraged and stop moving forward.
Yeah, that's so true. It's never an easy path to success, ever. And I think that's actually the beauty of it, and the beauty of life is that you're going to have obstacles and things that come up. And if everything always went your way 100% of the time, I think life would actually end up being pretty boring.
And there are times also I love to go back and look at other people who have made major sacrifices in their lives to offer us what we have right now. And that has been always for me a very strengthening thought process. When I look at it, I say, man, there are people many, many years who just, put everything on the line so we can have what we have right now. And then I love to stop and be grateful for that. And at the same time, also ask myself question, what sacrifices are you willing to make so you can make the future for other people a better place? And it could be your own children, your grandchildren and posterity and other friends. What sacrifices are you willing to make while you're enjoying and appreciating those who have paved the way, the road for you? What sacrifice are you willing to make certain things possible for other people?
Yeah. Yeah. So you came here with a really good mindset. And I think that's so important. And so you came here, had the mindset of just making sure that you would succeed and do a good job here. So you graduated from college.
Yes.
And what made you, the question would be were you planning on going back to Haiti, or what was the plan after college?
Great question. That was the plan. That was the plan for both of us. 4 years was the maximum, right? 4 years, get that education from a grade school, take it back to us. We are going to, that was really to the T, the plan, right? We're going to go back. We're going to return. We're going to use that training and education to go serve in our country, work there, and contribute to the country. That was to the T, the plan for both of us.
So then what happened?
We had situation in our own home, that the country that we could not control, that we during that time, we had a lot of unrest. Then wisdom dictated that it was not the time for us and also the place for our children at that time. And so therefore, we had to pivot. We had to adapt, change the plan to be here.
So you ended up staying. And as far as with the immigration process of it, how did you end up getting your green card?
It was a long process. We have learned through that process when you want to do it the right way, and we would not have done it the other way, is that, it can be very painful. You got to keep applying. You got to keep switching from a student visa to H1 work visa and wait for the process. For us, it was a long process.
Did you get your green card through work then?
Yes. There were some other factors in it too, but we had to get to the H1 first.
Right. Yep. So for listeners, the H1 visa that he's talking about is the H1B. It's for specialty occupations, and it's a temporary work visa, and it's good for 3 years with a maximum of 6 years. And during that process, sometimes employers will then start the green card process for the H1B employee. So during the process of all of it, how were you feeling about it? Did you feel like it was hard? Was it very stressful?
Both. Hard and stressful. There were multiple factors there. We had our children born here, and there are times it would have been a lot easier to say, you know what, you're gonna pack and go home, and then you can make a good life there. And at the same time, you have to wait the fact that your children, not all of them at that time, but many of them were born. They are here. This is their country. What sacrifice are you willing to make? At the same time, also, we were patient with it, but we wish it could have been a lot faster and for us. But we've done some research. We knew it was going to be a long process. It was also a process that we chose to follow. A couple of words, hard and long.
Yeah. Now, how much would you say the fact that your children were citizens played into you and your wife deciding that you would stay in the U.S.?
It's a great factor. It's a great factor that, and again, it's coming from our heritage, meaning our parents, the way they raise us, and the principle that they have made a lot of sacrifices in their own lives as well, to put us where we were. And we knew also the benefits and also the security, the safety, or they will benefit from being here. And that play a major role. Almost like I can tell you, if that wasn't the case, it would have been a lot easier. Probably would have just said, you know what, hey, let's forget about these things. Let's go home. We can have a good life there.
Yeah. Have your children been back to Haiti?
They've been back only once. And when they went back, they were little, but that was a way for us that to celebrate our green card. Because we waited for so long, and then when that came, a few months after that came, we purchased our ticket, and then at that time, all 6 of them were born, and then one of them was 3 months old, almost 4 months old. We just said, you know what, we're gonna go home. But if you understand the situation in Haiti, you know, also we've had a lot of ups and downs, where there are times it's quite safe to do a lot of travel. There are times not. And plus also the fact that we were in Utah, that's a long flight and preparation and cost. But to celebrate our green card and also to connect our children with our root and our family, we did it. And then since that time, unfortunately, they have not been back. My wife and I, we've been back multiple times.
I have not been back to where I was born. I can't believe I haven't. I would like to go back.
There is a reason for everything. And I even went back to the very, very small village where I was born, a place that I have not been back for a long time. But when I went there, it was like a very healing process, right? And then...
So you still obviously very much are tied to your culture. You love your country. How have you tried to instill those same cultural values in your children or cultural traditions? Because I know, and this is from firsthand, that I came here when I was a year old. So I'm pretty much, I consider an American.
Oh, you are.
And I am. And so my parents, they've tried to... growing up, they tried to instill certain cultural values and traditions, but I wasn't always receptive to them. And I just wanted to be, quote unquote, American. So how have you been able to instill those cultural values and traditions in your children?
We keep a balance between what you're talking about, what parents want to do and what children feel. So we keep that balance, right? We don't push it on them because they will resist it. And then But there are many ways in our food. We continue to cook Haitian meal, right? I'm not saying that 100%, right? But we have other access to wonderful meals here. We do them as well. But in our home, it's I would say even 9 out of 10 times it's Haitian meals. They love that. They see us doing it. They eat it. They just love it. They love it. Whether it's rice and beans, chickens, and griot, banane pesé, and soup, which is a traditional, the squash soup, which is a traditional thing that we do every January. That's part of our culture. And they know that January 1st will come, and they know we're going to have, in the morning, we're going to have that soup. So in the food, we do a fantastic job with that. If there are some food also they may not like, we don't push it on them. We let them, get accustomed. We allow them the food to grow on them, then push it. So that's that. And the language also, we could have done better, but given the fact where we were when they were little, then we didn't have a lot of Haitian for them to practice, to see that. And but we continue to speak the language in the house, and some of them, they pick it up, but all of them love it. Some of them picked it up and embrace it more. Some others, they just say, hey, it's my parents' language. But mainly it's because with children, what we need to understand, they look at the environment. What is it I'm going to do with it immediately? Right? Do I have friends that speak it? Do I have other Haitian, a big mass? If you have that, it's not that difficult. But if you don't, it has to come from them, or it's an uphill battle. And I'm not saying that cannot be done, but in the language we did. And we talk about the culture. We talk about the culture. We talk about our past, and also we are open to the good part of the culture and the part that is not too good about the culture, so they can see the balance, and so they can see we are being authentic to it. But this is what we know. They are proud of their heritage.
That's good.
Right? They were not born in Haiti. They don't know a lot as someone who was born there, but at the same time, all of them, they have no reservation to tell them, oh, my parents were from Haiti.
Yeah.
And they are comfortable with that.
Right.
And that's all we can ask for.
Yeah. Yeah. And with the language, I'm curious. So do you and your wife still speak your native language with each other?
We do. We speak 3 languages. It could be English and French and Creole.
Now,
we don't have a set way. They say, hey, we bounce between all 3 of them.
Now, do you speak Creole or French to your
both?
Kids? Both.
No, to the children.
Yeah.
English.
I know,
many of them. We find out they know more Creole than we think they do. That's when we're speaking between the 2 of us. They get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be direct and authentic with the children is English.
Yeah, I wish, my parents growing up, so they speak Cantonese and they still speak Cantonese to each other. And they spoke Cantonese to me and my siblings. Part of me wishes that they would have been more strict about it. Like, if you speak to me in English, I'm just going to pretend I don't understand what you're saying. And I think part of it too is when they came here, they didn't speak any English. And so in some ways, they spoke English to us to practice.
Let me share a thought with the listeners on that. So when we first came here, and they were very, very, we could count on our hands the number of Haitian in the area, right? So while we desire for our children to speak our native language, we made a mistake, and at that time we didn't know we were making a mistake. We thought that if we will do both languages, that will put them behind. The truth is that at the beginning, that will slow them down, because more languages you're learning, you need to assimilate all.
Right.
So therefore, at the beginning, it will slow you down in the speaking and even English. There is no question that. But we are concerned about that, right? So therefore, we focus our energy. We say, okay, this is your country. We worry that when they go to school, they will not be up to par, and they will feel. But what we didn't know is that was okay, and they would have overcome that, and they would have balanced both languages very, very well. And at that time, we didn't have that knowledge, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have knowledge. So we went for the safety and the security and the comfort of the child. Then we said, okay, now it's your place, your language. We are afraid if we don't speak English with you, you're going to miss it. And I'm open with the listener. That was our mindset. That's the knowledge we had.
Right.
And we went with it. It is not true.
Right.
They have the capacity to assimilate both languages. It could be 3 or 4 languages very well. But people around them, that's another thing also we need to be mindful of. People around them also could attach a stigma to them, thinking because they are slowing in the process, because a lot of people don't understand the process. I didn't either.
Right.
Then that could create a problem for them as well too. Think, if the child is not at certain age, is not fluent in English, that means pretty soon they say, you got to go to that remedial group. That also could have affected the situation for the child. So a lot of things play in it. Now we learn, probably we could have been stronger and did it. But I live a life, you don't go back. You've done your best and you move forward.
Right. So what would you say has been your favorite failure? And I got this question from a book I'm reading by Tim Ferriss. I thought it was a really great question. And why?
So there could be a couple of things. One of them is that when I was working for other companies, it's a mindset that I just put my head down and do my task and stay there. And this is part of who I am. And over the years, I learned also I could have done that. And at the same time, I could have spent more time working with mentors and also focusing on my own career and things like this. So that one was one of them. The other one, I'm not going to say I regret it, is there are times also a certain age in your life that it seems I was too concerned about failing in certain areas. Then a lot of opportunity. I have a creative mind, right? A lot of opportunity in having your own business that I could have done earlier, but I stay where I want it to be safe. I have a family, I have a responsibility, so I'm staying in that safe zone. And look back and I say, you know what? Maybe I could have just had the courage to jump in that area, in entrepreneurship area, and stay with your passion and stay with it. It seems that for too long, I stay in the comfort zone. Mm-hmm. That's because I'm a responsible person. I think about my family and the children as, what if I did that and it did not work out? What would be the impact on my family?
Right.
For too long, I stay in that comfort zone.
Mm. And I think that's a lot of people do that just because they'd rather know what to expect than not know it all. And maybe it's because I'm getting, as I get older, I just keep thinking about mortality, and not in a bad way necessarily, but just in the sense that, okay, we don't actually have a whole lot of time here. And what can I do to actually make a life where when it is time for me to go, that I'm not going to be sitting there with a list full of regrets that I just never did.
I am with you. That's where I am right now. And I'm working on a book. I got a lot of part of the book done, but I say that living in complete harmony. Complete harmony with yourself, with your gifts and your passion and the things that we are sent here to do. And the first chapter in the book is about the purpose. And what is the purpose of life? What is your purpose in this life? How did you come up to the realization of this purpose, and how that realization really propels you? And that's why I am right now, is that, you know what? I am here with a very specific purpose in life. And there is a purpose in life, not only for myself and life being here, there's a purpose. Then my goal is to connect with that and then just like go with it. And because like you said, I don't want when that time comes, it's going to come and have a list of regrets. But usually we do have these regrets because we don't allow ourselves to connect with our purpose. Right? We connect with the purposes that someone else put on us.
Yeah. So you had a lot of dreams and goals coming to the U.S. And like you said, there's always stumbling blocks or obstacles that you have to overcome. How do you feel like coming to a new country, what was the thing that you think helped you adapt the most to the country and the culture that led you to being able to find success?
Again, it has to go back to the why. Why? And I always, let me share this with you also. For a period of time, and specifically where we were in school, we were living a life that I call that living in the middle of the ocean, meaning that like a boat, you left your home and then you are in another place. Like the example is that if we are here in the US, in the Utah, and all we are thinking is that we wish we were in Haiti, but we are not in Haiti, it's like living in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean. You're not living fully where you are, and you are not where you want it to be.
Right.
I always tell myself, you know what, stop living this way. And sometimes people will say, why you are not in Haiti? I say, I don't entertain this question.
Right.
Because if I wanted to go, I could go. There's nothing that is stopping me. The government is not stopping me. I don't have any problem there. I could go. But if I am not doing it, I need to focus here, where I am, what I can do, and also what are the things that I can do that can have a positive impact on my country? What are the opportunities that I have right now that I can leverage to have positive impacts on the people in my country? But it's not to stay in that mindset that, oh, I wish. I call that living in the middle of the ocean. You are not where you are, and you are not where you want to be. That can create a tension in your mind, in your heart, and a friction at the same time. Now just say, you know what? I am here. I am in Utah. I'm gonna give it all. I'm gonna serve. I'm gonna do the things that I love to do. I'm gonna do the things that I wish I could do if I were in Haiti. When the opportunities are here, I'm gonna do them. But if there are things that are in Haiti that I don't have here, I'm not gonna worry about it.
Yeah. I love that. I really love that. So you had worked for a company, and you've clearly have found your purpose in life and your why. So after you worked for a company, when did you decide to then move on to the next step of your life? And what was that?
So it was what we call like a middle age
midlife
situation.
Crisis.
We might call that. But at the same time also, with our culture, when you pass 40, someone think that, man, they should start planning your retirement. And that was not in my bone. That was not in my DNA. Another thing also, I do not like to be in a situation when it comes to growth that I feel someone is putting a cap on me. Mm-hmm. This is how far you can go. This is how I feel. This is where I feel you should be. It is not in my DNA. This is not the culture that my parents instill in me. And then, so at one point I felt that, you know what, someone seems to put a cap on me, mainly because of, you pass 40. And then, it was hard to leave the comfort zone, but I realized that it was the right time for me to leave that comfort zone to go after my dream. And then we always have a cap on us, but I'd rather be the one putting it on my head than someone else putting it on my head. So that was that time there that I just realized that, you know what, I got so much more that I can contribute, that I can do, so much more ambition and potential and possibility to grow, and also to help other people. It wasn't all about me. It was a situation where I can do. And I was grateful for where I was, what I was doing. And at the same time, I said, you know what, it's your cards. You're going to have to take it. And then again, I didn't want to finish when I get to really the retirement time and look back and say, I wish I did. Then I say, you know what, right now, you're going to put yourself in this situation where you can plan the second part of your life, the second half of your game, right? Mm-hmm. You play the half game the way it was played to you. Now, let's take a little break and let's reevaluate. And now you're going to take control of the second half of your game, of your life. Yeah. And then at that time, I say, you know what, I'm going to do it. Because looking back, I have my parents and my mother live a long time. I say, I'm going to decide when I want to retire, but I don't want someone to decide that for me. Mm-hmm. But if you don't want that to happen, you have to plan it.
Right.
Otherwise, it's going to happen automatically.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So you were an engineer, right, for work, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then you jumped into being an entrepreneur. So tell the listeners what you are up to now.
So right now, I'm working on a couple of things. One of them is a coaching and training and speaking. So I focus on small business owners and executives. And that is really a gift, but that's not only a gift. It's a lot of experiences in training, certification to do that. So I decided that I was going to leave the technology, the engineering part of it, to focus on that, where I can help a lot of small business owners with the gift that I have. So I do coaching and training in the area of business, and I do some life coaching as well. And the second one is another company that I formed after, and you mentioned we were part of the Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses, a great program. While we were there, I did some research, and then I formed that company called Maximum Impact Council for small business owners that we create an environment for them to learn, to continue to progress, and at the same time, a safe environment where they can talk to the people that they know very well, they trust about problems that they are facing in their lives or also in the business. Because being a business owner, sometimes lives can be like a lonely road. There is value when you learn how to collaborate. With that, one principle that I have in one of the books that I'm going to publish next week is that there are two primary and universal resources that we need in life to grow and also to have a great life. It doesn't matter where we are in life. I look back in Haiti, those resources are there. The first one is natural resources. That means the land, the air, the ocean, the water, things that we don't create, right? The other one is people, is you and me and the friends. I love the fact that you and I, we have met. You have added a new dimension to my life because of who you are and how you go about your business, your character, your integrity, and the things, how you value immigration. And these two resources are very fundamental, but unfortunately, many times we don't take the time to appreciate them and to leverage them. We allow ourselves to live in a mindset of scarcity, where these resources are given to us in abundance. And so natural resources, everything that we create as human being, we leverage natural resources and human resources or human capital. That has been a strength for me. So
I love that you found your purpose and your why and you're going after it. And I'm sure that at times it can be scary, but you've been able to push those fears aside and forge ahead. And I think that's really admirable. What would you say would be your biggest accomplishment while you've
I would say my family. Seriously, not too long ago, I had a dream that in the dream I saw where I am right now. And then you asked the question of all of the things that you could have done. And I was so happy. At the end of the dream, say, you know what, you have a wonderful life. You have a wonderful wife and great children and then grandchildren and what they are doing in their lives. And also, we're living in a fantastic country. It's not a perfect one, but it's a great. So my biggest accomplishment, I would say, is our children, grandchildren, and our family.
Yeah. So my last question for you, and you touched on it a little bit in your last response, is what's your favorite thing about America? What do you love about this country?
What I love about this country, I'll have to say, innovation and resources. Really that as a people, we have that gift. We can create things, and then the resources are all around us. And I love the fact also that as the United States, that we have multiples. If you're in business right now, and then you can find clients, you can find other people in other states that you can leverage. That's a great resource there. So I would say that the innovation and resources. Another question, I remember when I first came here, a lot of people thought that I would be impressed by a lot of things, but the transportation system, the road, the construction, I was not that impressed with the big building thing like that. But it was like, it could be because in my country, we don't have this type of road and transportation. But
I really loved speaking to you today, and I loved hearing about the Haitian spirit because, like I said, we don't really hear, at least I don't hear much about Haiti in the media. And when I do, it's just always sad news. And so I really loved you sharing more about the Haitian spirit and the people and the culture and the values that you guys have. And I appreciate you sharing the mindset that you had coming here and that you've been able to maintain that throughout your life and you're continuing to do that. And it's been a really great conversation. So thank you so much for sharing.
Same here. Thank you for having me. I love your spirit. I love the good example that you are. And I love what you're doing with the immigration voice. Thank you for allowing me to be a small voice in that big voice.
Of course. You're so welcome. And thank you so much.